talking about the victims that are still going through the right now with other people who are running to cover and deleting their social medias. Pink, Megan Fox, Tyra Banks, Steve Harvey. Why are you running?
Ally Carter isn't messing around with these celebrities since she just came out of hiding after almost getting killed by Diddy's thugs. This time, she's making public the list of well-known individuals who get STDs while participating in Diddy's freak-offs. These events were reportedly also referred to as Wild King Nights, during which Diddy would show off small children he had imported to the country for adults to pet. When Ally was just 15 years old and kidnapped by Diddy, she saw firsthand this madness. She even claims to have been affected by these celebrities and to have witnessed their odd behavior with one another. The problem has gotten worse because they have been after her ever since she started talking. Things had grown so bad that she had to go to the federal authorities immediately to be placed under witness protection.
That is ready to free Diddy and be on the side of. They keep calling Sean Combs' children, his twin daughter and his other daughter, You with me still? Yes? Okay. They keep calling them kids. The twins and the daughters kids. They don't need to be in the case because they're kids. Cassie Ventura was not called a child. Everybody tore that woman apart because they saw a pregnant grown woman sitting on that trial telling her story that everybody covered up as she was 19 years old. People are addressing Sean Combs' kids as kids, but they won't address Cassie as a kid when this happened to her. Do you understand what I'm saying? I was 15 years old when I had dealings with Sean Combs. She was 19. You get me? Okay? We're not talking about the other children that were on this case. Now, as you guys are saying, I told you, the justice system is rigged. I don't know how many ways people need to say that, see it for themselves, research it, dig on it, and not understand that the justice system is rigged. And we've been saying that since the beginning. We went through court cases. We went through private investigators. This is how we have the insurance and the documents and the things and the receipts that we have, because we have been through this so many times before, where the victim is the one who gets the most hell and the walk.
The most recent attempt on her life occurred during Diddy's trial when she was purportedly called as a witness to those freak-offs. Her home was broken into when she and her family were out of town. The attackers were armed, according to her neighbors.
Get pressured, attacked, stalked, and hunted down for your own information. You get re-victimized again by people who wanted to argue a back and forth this week like that mattered. Okay, you had Stu Peters and Timothy Charles Homestead going back and forth, and nobody has even bothered. Not that I give a damn, and not that I understand that you guys are gonna be that selfish, but nobody has bothered to apologize for all the hell that has happened. But you guys were arguing back and forth, and in that meantime, we lost our home. You don't believe me? Here you go. What once was a full house, we were still paying rent on our house. What we were doing this whole time was moving everything because our house is gone. Our house is gone. This is the price. What was our beautiful 3-bedroom acre home on 21225 Standing Rock Avenue, because everybody has the address, because organizations that were attached to Marks, Sawyer, and many other organizations decided to put out the address, my license plate to one of my cars, and many other of my. So here you go, you can have it, right? Because this is what happens when you speak out. This is what happens when you tell all the truth. This is what happens when you decided to stand up for the children, and when you understand that survivors don't just get to do a seminar, and when you understand that survivors don't just get to just be and then show up somewhere and talk and monetize everything that they're saying. When you realize that then you will understand. Look at the tactics and pay attention. Pay attention. I'm still not asking you for a damn thing but to wake up. I'm not asking you for a damn thing but just to get outside. I don't give a damn about money, numbers on my platforms. You can have all of it. You took everything. The only thing that I give a about right now is the fact that there is a baby in the way. There's babies in the way. There are people that I love that I can't get out of the way. What am I supposed to do when the people in the authority that you're supposed to go to, you can't go to them?
As previously said, they are assaulting her in this way because they find it insulting since she has been talking a lot and exposing all parties. All these attempts to kill her are futile though because she's still on their neck, sweetie. Before the most recent attempt on her life, Ali accused Diddy and his scumbag pals of abducting people's children and making them perform sexual acts with animals while recording and touching themselves. Diddy was also charged with it, as you may remember, but the authorities didn't look into it much since. They were more concerned with exposing his complicit freak-offs than with exposing his company. His indictment alleges that Combs established a criminal organization whose members and associates committed and attempted to commit a number of offenses, including bribery, forced labor, kidnapping, and obstruction of justice. He accomplished this by using the manpower, resources, and influence of the diverse company empire he oversaw and managed. Numerous celebrities are on the exact list of people who were attending these gatherings in a panic and eventually became infected with the virus. Meek Mill and Briar Gray first. Jaguar Wright was the first to voice her opinion on this matter, and she didn't mince words. Jaguar went too far when it said that Meek Mill and Briar Gray were forced into a freak-off by Will Smith and Diddy. She even went so far as to claim that Will lured Briar in by promising mentorship, but that it turned out to be something he didn't want. Additionally, Baby Jaguar claims that scream as they left Will's house, but it seems that Meek was turned out more than once. It was, to put it mildly, rather unnerving when an audio of Meek and Diddy conversing was later posted online. Now listen. Everybody, it just gets hotter from here since people also brought up the game after those suspicions about him and Diddy surfaced again. The game recognized that although he and Diddy were supposed to be locking in the studio to finish their album, Diddy was taking him all over the world, hosting parties and buying him expensive gifts. And the streets in Atlanta couldn't help but give them the side-eye because those journeys were, if you do, you know it.
I started kicking it with Diddy, right? I ran around with Diddy for 2 years, damn near. And this Diddy, we never went to the studio one time, but he was like, yo, I f with your demo, you know, bad boy, but hey, Playboy, hey, here go a watch, Playboy, here go a chain, Playboy. I'm like, yo, we ever gonna rap? Like, nah.
I was doing it for 2 years.
But the jet leaves at 5. We going to Miami, Playboy. We going to, you know what I'm saying? We going to New York. We in ATL this weekend, Playboy. Pop out. And I was going everywhere with Diddy.
Before you got with Dre, wasn't Puffy interested in working with you also?
Yeah, Puff. I was running around with Puff for a minute, but we was just partying, man. Puff liked to party. So that's basically all we did. I think the few times I was running around with D-Mac and Puff, we just did a bunch of partying. We might have went to the studio once or twice, but I didn't get to record nothing. I was just, you know.
Okay, but I mean, Puffy was a huge deal back then.
Still a huge deal.
You know, I mean, he's still a huge deal, but he's not doing music anymore,
right,
is what I'm saying. Back then, Bad Boy was on fire, and he's running around with you. And, you know, Puffy's a busy guy.
I was running around with him.
Yeah. You were running around with him.
Right.
Was he talking about signing you, or what exactly happened?
Nah, Puff he wanted to sign me. He just, you know, he was moving around. Like, he had the restaurant Justin's in Atlanta, so we was in and out of that. A lot of parties in Atlanta with him and V and, you know, Big Wolf and, you know, Fab and Jeezy was just, you know, I mean, Fab was already on. Jeezy was coming, you know, coming of age. But we just partied, man. And then when I told Puff.
But it doesn't stop there. Osiris also got caught up in this issue. In 2021, there were rumors that Diddy had flown him to Jamaica to further his career, with the caption, "Listening to that Diddy, eating that good fruit in the beautiful weather." YK added even more suspicion by uploading a photo of Diddy in the pool, naked, complete with emojis of a praying hand and an image of him getting a massage while entirely nude. Even worse, the fact that K had reportedly sold his pricey car and been removed from his label raised questions about why he was impoverished at the time. If Diddy wasn't paying for the vacation, many started to wonder how he could possibly afford it. Everything was then made public by his baby mom's Instagram explosion. She left him because she saw him sleeping with another man. Don't ask me what happened to my baby daddy. When I caught him, he was with a man. Okay, of course, Usher should not be disregarded. Diddy allegedly gave him herpes when he was barely 14 years old, according to long-running rumors. Remaining at Diddy's place for a supposed mentorship program, Things got considerably more tumultuous when an email allegedly connected to Kim Porter's book that was released online, claiming that it revealed evidence of Diddy's homosexual connections and even implied that he gave Usher an STD. The letter went on to say, some of the things in the book covered Diddy's gay relationships, footage of those encounters, the men he slept with, STDs, Diddy giving Usher an STD, and the explosive encounter between Diddy and Usher's mom. Then, in 2017, a woman sued Usher, alleging that he had not disclosed his 2009 diagnosis, thereby exposing her to herpes. And you already know what people have said. Diddy probably gave it to Usher with his hands as he was being touched. And remember that she was protected as a witness after her house was looted. She was taken off the list at the last minute, even though she was set to testify against Diddy and all the other celebrities he was tampering with. Ally asserted that the trial was never about justice, but rather about publicly humiliating him and then ignoring it. She claims that until Cassie voiced her concerns, the federal authorities ignored Diddy's malfeasance, even though they were aware of it since the early 2000s.
FBI covered it up for how long? This case was back in 2000, early 2000, right? So let's talk about who's guilty here. The DOJ released a video that at first everybody said they couldn't find a video of Cassie Ventura being. They couldn't find it, it didn't exist. You saw one clip, and then you saw DOJ release another clip to the news. So the DOJ had that clip to begin with. So the people who are telling you that they don't have the Epstein file, they're full of shit. What other way do you want me to explain that? They're lying to you. The ones that are telling you Pam Bondi, that she only had a little bit, because they told you the same thing, and now you're seeing it with the Sean Combs case. They told you they just had a little bit of a video, and then it got released. That's on the DOJ. They lied to you. They told you that nothing happened, that this man, Sean Combs, was just this rap mogul that everybody loved. No, he couldn't have hurt nobody. He couldn't have did anything, and then all this stuff came out. Well, he did that, but yeah, he couldn't have did anything else, and then something else came out. Okay, well, maybe he did that too, but he couldn't have did anything else, and then something else comes out. How many people did you hear say, I left a party early? I knew about children being there. I knew about him the hell out of females. I knew about the parties going on with multiple people, so it wasn't just Sean Combs. I knew about all of that, but I left early. So guilty. How many people did you hear say about Cassie Ventura that I knew that she was being, I knew that she was wrong, I knew what he was doing, but I'm just now speaking about it? Guilty. Coward. How many maids did it take to clean up a penthouse suite? Know that there was blood and glass everywhere, but they kept their mouth shut because they got paid. Guilty. So we're not talking, let's go back down to the bottom. The hotel manager that you guys never seen his face at first of this hotel, he heard the screaming. He knew what was going on. He knew that Sean Combs was in there. He knew that he had other girls with him. He knew what was going on. He had the footage. He talked to the security. That hotel manager is who took that footage from the security and said, okay, hand me some money or help me be quiet. I'm going to shut the hell up. You did not hear anything from that hotel manager until now. But they told you, that hotel manager, if you would have went back then, they would have told you, no, we don't know anything. Cover up. Guilty. The security that were on shift that night, that knew about this footage, that knew he dragged her down the hallway, that knew he kicked her in the back and all over the place. The hotel security that knew about that, they looked away. They got paid off. Guilty.
I said she was devastated to hear that Diddy was ignoring the RICO accusations because she had been working to move past the trauma and heal. But this case blew up again and she was sucked into the tumult.
Dropping the charges, I was like, I am hurt, I am angry, and I am still healing, and it is harder than hurting. Trust me when I say that. I am trying. I have been in denial for a little bit. I walked away to get clean. I tried to go take my life back. I wanted some type of peace. I wanted to give a damn about somebody saying they love me just because they love me. I didn't want anybody because they wanted me or my body or what they could do to me. I'm nobody's puppet. I'm nobody's toy. I'm nobody's punching bag anymore. And that's all I ever wanted. Do you hear me?
It is vital to protect her because these people want her gone. The lengths they will go to in order to silence her are equally troubling. As usual, others voice their opinions like this one. Please don't blame or judge Ally because of her delivery and experience. That she's speaking up with such honesty makes me thrilled. She's a traumatic human trafficking victim. Don't hold Ally responsible if someone else becomes agitated. That is not her responsibility. She's only trying to let us know what's still going on with the kids, even though it's not pretty stuff. It is impossible to exaggerate. We all grew here. Someone else said she had gone through this as a kid. She is everywhere to be sure, but she's obviously telling the truth. But now I want to know what you think. What are your thoughts on Ally disclosing the names of all the well-known attendees of these freak-offs? And do you genuinely believe that they got sexually transmitted diseases as a result of their engagement in that catastrophe? Kindly leave your thoughts in the comments section below. Don't forget to click here to view this other explicit video.